With Israel's massive air attacks on Iran overnight and Iran's response. Israeli warplanes hit more than 100 targets inside Iran overnight. Israel claims it killed senior Iranian military leaders and damaged its nuclear and air defense operations. In response, Iran sent more than 100 drones to attack Israel. The United States says it was not involved in the Israeli mission. Joining us now is retired U.S. Marine General Frank McKenzie, former head of U.S. Central Command, who is now a CBS News contributor. General, good morning. Good to see you.
It's great to be with you here today.
So, General, the United States is distancing itself from this attack amid these critical talks that they're holding with Iran over a nuclear deal. Secretary Rubio has said that the United States had nothing to do with this, but then you've sort of had a threatening social media post from the President of the United States. So is your fear that the United States could be drawn into this conflict?
Well, I think, first of all, the Israeli attack was very effective. It's going to have a profound effect on Iranian thinking. I believe the recent post of the president this morning urging the Iranians to come to Oman and seriously enter into negotiations is actually spot on. It's something the Iranians should think long and hard about doing, because the fact of the matter is they've been exposed. Their defensive capabilities have been exposed. Their nuclear program has been struck. It has not been destroyed, but it's been damaged. And by all accounts, their offensive response against Israel has, at least so far, been ineffective. So they're in a very bad place. And the fact of the matter is, from Iranian history, when the regime is directly threatened, often the regime will respond in a rational manner. Not sure they will in this case, but they certainly did it back during the Iran-Iraq war when they were pressed. They call it drinking from the poison chalice. It is possible they will come to Oman. It is certainly in their best interest to do so, because the Israelis are probably going to be able to continue these attacks for an extended period of time.
And yet, General, the Iranians, even though the United States has said that we were not involved in this, they are threatening the United States, lumping us in with the Israelis. So I go back to my earlier question: could we be drawn into this conflict? That's what seems to be what they're suggesting.
I think if the Iranians were to make the mistake of striking our bases or our U.S. Citizens in the region, then I think would probably respond. I can't see how we would not respond. And while the Israeli capabilities against Iran are very impressive, they pale in comparison to what the United States would be able to do to Iran.
So the latest attack, Israel didn't just target those nuclear capabilities in their military sites. They also targeted some high-ranking military leaders and some of their top nuclear scientists. What does this signal to you about the way that the Israelis are taking the threat from Iran? And what does it mean about Iranian nuclear capabilities going forward?
Sure. So I think the personalities that they targeted fall into two categories. The Iranian nuclear scientists are part of the nuclear program, so they were struck as part of that large strike against the nuclear program, removing the intellectual expertise to allow it to go forward. The strikes against senior military leaders a little different, and I think what they're signaling to Iran is, look, we struck with impunity. We removed effectively your chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff from the table. We killed the commander of the IRGC. We could come back against your national leadership unless you're willing to come to the table here. So I think I think they're sending a very strong signal to Iran with those strikes. They could have probably done broader strikes than that. The fact that they scoped it and scaled it to that degree simply leaves something for the Israelis to threaten in the future if the Iranians don't comply.
All right, former head of CENTCOM, General McKenzie, thank you very much, sir, as always. We appreciate it.